movie, so you can't.
What?
Fire and Fury was great, honestly.
I'm. I mean, I started the recording so everyone could hear the end part of what you said.
Air Force pilot, what is this, Top Gun now?
She's always been an Air Force pilot, so it's actually more
This
like
is
Green
this is a
Lantern now.
ripoff of so many things.
Well,
Top Gun, Fire and Fury. I mean, Top Gun 2 is already going to be so much better than this pilot thing.
so in case just before you think that this was an accidental recording turn on, um, we are here today and we are going. Well, we're back for the 21st episode. So, I mean, we've got a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, let's just get right into it, honestly. And no, you're gonna like this movie.
We'll see about that.
Wow. It's
Cause
gonna be
I can
Black
already
Panther.
tell the best movie. I can already tell that best movie for me of 2019 is gonna be John Wick 3 and Bond 25.
You were excited for this movie pre everything.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to see it. But I don't think it's gonna be as good as John Wick or Bond 25.
I mean, Bond 25 we'll have to see if the director's garbage. And
Yeah.
if,
Denis Villeneuve. Denis Villeneuve. Sam Mendes, please. Just Sam Mendes. He
I mean,
directed Spectre and
I'm
Skyfall.
I'm gonna give you a director idea
And Skyfall is the
later
highest
on.
grossing spy movie right now.
So let's get right into it. With our first topic, which is the first looks we've gotten at Captain Marvel. Now that you've seen them, considering when I asked you, hey, did you see the Captain Marvel looks? First looks, you're like, yes.
I only saw the photo of the scrolls, and that's it.
And I said photos, plural meaning. Anyways,
Yeah.
so let's talk about these photos, which are freaking amazing.
They're good.
The scrolls look perfect. Do you agree?
The scrolls are good.
I would have
Very
liked them
good.
maybe a bit darker, but I like the way they look.
Yeah, they're very good.
Now let's talk a bit about Samuel L. Jackson. So
Rip off. Fire and Fury.
He looks good.
He looks alright. I don't like the hair.
But that's his hair. That's his, like, Die Hard. That was his hair. Like, people were like, I don't like the hair. Well, they literally de-aged Nick Fury. Like, go look at him in Die Hard. Go look a picture of him in Die Hard.
I've seen Die Hard. He looks.
That's him. It's exactly the same, right?
Yeah.
Because they de-aged him. And their de-aging technology is so good now. Like Hank Pym, Ant-Man and the Wasp. That was, despite what you think of the movie, that de-aging was so good.
No, but like in Die Hard, Samuel Jackson was like a bit bald. In this one, they gave him a bit more hair, so it was significantly different.
Well, not significantly. If you look at some of the Die Hard pictures, he does have like that. Like I mean, that time, like the time of Die Hard, he had that kind of hair.
Yeah.
And you can't, and at least from the front, and we can't see what's happening on the back of his head because we don't like we can't see it exactly, right? There could be a bald spot on the back of his head. We don't know, just from the way the angle of the picture is, right?
Yeah.
I do love there's just the detail of that though, right? Like you go back and you look at him and you see this as like I honestly see this as Nick Fury. Like if you ask me what do you think Sam Jackson's Nick Fury looked like when he was younger, I would be like this. Like this is exactly what I saw. And I think they did a perfect job with this. Another person I think they did a perfect job with is Captain Marvel.
Brie Larson.
Her costume is amazing. Like, do you agree that costume is absolutely freaking amazing?
It's not amazing, but it looks good. I have very particular taste.
Yes, well, it looks amazing. And now, I also like the Korath. I like Korath in this. He looks good. And I do like how they're introducing Star Force, which I learned the name of the team after I recorded my videos, so you know. I also messed up and I missaid something, and I had to correct that by putting like a thing at the bottom of the screen saying I made a mistake. This is what it actually is. Because I was recording that. Because I recorded it late. Because I saw the pictures late. And I had to wait a bit. So, anyway, so I had to record it fast. I honestly think Ronan looks better than he did in Guardians 1. Because I didn't like him in Guardians 1. People liked him, I'm sure. And that's good on them. I didn't like him in Guardians 1. I don't think you did either. I think we agree he wasn't a very good villain. But I think this movie makes him look better than he did in Guardians 1. I think you can tell his costume has a bit of green on it, making it more of the classic comic look. And it isn't as black as it was. Like, his costume, it's green, right?
Yeah.
I'm not just going colorblind. And so it's more of the classic costume that he had in the comics, which I think makes him a bit more of an appealing villain. And I think Jude Law, his character looks pretty good. Monica,
Jude Law's in this?
Yeah, he's Marvel.
Screw that, bro. Screw that. Yo. No, that's not good.
Oh, you don't like Jude Law?
I do not.
Oh.
His only good movie is Spy with Melissa McCarthy and Jason Statham. But this, I mean... Ugh.
I mean, if he's funny, I would never put it past... After Thor, I would... And even Ant-Man 1, I will never put it past a director to make a movie good. I'll never put it past Marvel. Like, a lot of people are saying, and I've heard this, Captain Marvel's gonna suck. No one cares about Captain Marvel. And I'm telling you right now, people said that before Ant-Man. People said that before Guardians of the Galaxy. People said that before Iron Man 1. People said that before Captain America. People said that before Spider-Man. And then when, of course, the first leak set picture with the suit, everyone was like, that's gonna be her final costume. They're gonna ruin Captain Marvel. And that's
But then we see that photo where it's like the red and white and blue, or red, yellow, and blue, and then it's the original, which looks like the comics.
And do you see, like, and now this also does mean that we're about a few weeks away from a trailer.
Ooh, okay.
And now you're interested, because if you look at the trend, especially for Aquaman, the first time you saw the Entertainment Weekly photos for Aquaman, and Aquaman got featured on Entertainment Weekly, do you know when we got the trailer?
When?
Less than a month later. So,
that's true. You never know.
Because it was, I think, end of June, and we got it mid-July. So, I mean, you never put it past Marvel. And I've heard some rumors from people who've heard rumors that they're almost done the trailer, or at least like enough. They're almost done the special effects and everything for the trailer. And let's just go in and say, honestly, how often does Marvel sit on a trailer that they have done? Why would they sit on a trailer they have done? Right? Because why? We get a good picture of Ben Mendelsohn, who's a Skrull who shapeshifts into Ben Mendelsohn, which is what I made fun of in my video. Kind of made
Ben Mendelsohn from Robin Hood and Ready Player One.
And Rogue One.
Right, but that's something we shall never talk about.
I mean, he was in it.
It's forgotten. It's a sin now to talk about Rogue One.
Okay. Rogue One is the greatest movie of all time.
That is not true.
No, it's not true.
It's so bad.
And I liked it, kind of.
Swear to God, if Jude Law ruins this movie, I will hate him even more.
I know, especially considering the fact that this movie is almost impossible to ruin. I don't think he can ruin it. I think there might be some things which may not be good, but I don't think he can ruin it.
Someone as bad as Jude Law, I don't think he'll have the power to ruin it.
I think this movie's just too. Now, I do think he's gonna die.
Hopefully.
I hope so. But I mean, let's be real here. Return of Marvel is gonna be the name of Captain Marvel 2. And Marvel's gonna be evil. And Marvel being evil is gonna be a through line through the entire MCU. Going after Captain Marvel 2. Sound familiar? if you don't know what I'm referring to, then I'm talking about how the Winter Soldier became a through line after
Oh,
Captain America, the Winter
right.
Soldier. Yeah. So, yeah. Brie Larson looks great. You see her with a shield hat in one of the photos. Jude Law looks great.
No, he
Nick Fury
doesn't.
looks great.
Rip off Die Hard.
I
And
mean,
the title is a rip off of Trump's book, which came out before this.
the title's Captain Marvel. I don't know where you're getting Fire and Fury from.
The Trump book.
No, where are you getting it in terms of this movie?
Oh, because they called in the article in Entertainment Weekly, they said Fire and Fury, and Fire and Fury came out a long time before these.
Oh,
So
okay. Well, no, that's not
come
Marvel
on,
though. That's Entertainment Weekly.
Entertainment Weekly. I am. You guys are gonna get sued.
I mean, it's good marketing for the book, right?
Yeah,
People are like, ooh, Fire and Fury. What Fire and Fury? What does that mean?
they'll
Oh,
probably
it's
still
a
think
book.
of
Let's
Nicholas.
order it. And then, of course, we do get Maria Fanto Rambeau.
Oh,
So them getting sued is what
they will
we're
get
just
sued
saying.
by
Now,
Fire and Fury.
if this picks up in an odd place, that's because the recording didn't like us or me specifically, and I'm gonna move my mouse over here now, so it can't be bad. So I can't knock it by accident or whatever. And so, yeah, Captain Marvel looks great. Everyone looks great. This movie looks great. Do you have anything else to say? Something.
Nah.
Yes, you do. About Jude Law. Come on, I need that.
Jude Law, I swear to God, if you will ruin this movie, I will hate you more. A lot more than I do now.
Don't we just pray Jude Law won't do anything?
Yes.
So speaking of praying-ish, Lady Gaga is rumored to have to at least be on the casting, like the shortlist for casting of the Birds of Prey movie DC announced. So, fun fact, I made a list of every movie DC has announced. Do you want me to read it to you? It's pretty long.
No. Okay, I don't. No. They're probably all going to be really boring movies that won't interest a lot of people.
Okay, I'll just send you the list then.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a whole page long.
A whole page?
Yep. Now, these are movies that they've confirmed, movies they haven't confirmed, things they just kind of said.
Man of Steel 2?
Oh, wait, you can see it. I forgot about that.
I don't want another Man of Steel.
And Supergirl, we can't forget about that movie.
Cavill just reclaimed his career with Fallout. Now he's gonna ruin it again with Man of Steel 2?
Nah, that's never happening. But they say it will. But it won't.
I don't want it. No one does.
He's gonna help his career with Witcher.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good movie. Okay, I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh my God.
It's huge. So, wow, oh, you cut out a bit there. So yeah, Lady Gaga. Now, currently, what people are saying is either she's gonna be playing, like, if she gets cast, she's gonna either be playing, Huntress or Black Canary. This is what my phone says. Huntress or Black Canary. So, I mean, Lady Gaga is going to be the same mistake they made with anyone who isn't an actor who they put in movies, except for Gal Gadot, because she's a model, but she was good anyways. So, but Lady Gaga, I mean, I haven't seen, as I'm sure you haven't seen, because I don't think anyone's seen A Star is Born. But if she's good in that, I mean, maybe. People have been saying get Rocket to direct Guardians Volume 3 if Bradley Cooper's good in that, so like in terms of directing, so I mean, you know, we're gonna have to kind of just wait and see. I mean, really.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she'd be good?
I don't know. Depends if I watch Star is Born.
I mean, you're not gonna
Cause
watch that.
no, only Oscar. No, the only movie that will be getting nominated for an Oscar is, that I really care about is First Man. Like no other movie
I mean, let's
other
be
than
real.
First Man.
What about Queen? Bohemian Rhapsody?
Bohemian Rhapsody with the guy from Papillon.
Yeah.
Plays Freddie Mercury. Maybe. I mean,
You're
the
gonna
guy who
watch
plays
it.
Freddie,
It looks so
Rami.
good.
Nah.
Rami Malek,
I
yeah.
mean, Rami Malek. He was excellent in Papillon. I think it's one of his best movies by far.
Speaking of actors, I'm just gonna kind of quickly do this. A great actor has passed away.
Oh Jesus, he was
Burt Reynolds died.
legend, the true legend
The fact that I only knew him from one thing. I mean,
for the
I knew
Deadpool photo.
of him, but I only knew him from one thing, which was from the narrator of the animated Frosty the Snowman movie, because he was that.
Jesus.
And I mean,
Nice.
that was my childhood. That movie, that was my Christmas childhood, at least. And so I mean, just the fact that he's gone, and he was supposed to be in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
No.
but he apparently they didn't film any of the scenes, so they'll probably just either recast or rewrite the part.
Oh.
I really hope they don't recast him though.
Oh.
What?
Once Upon a Time Hollywood's gonna be so good. Now they lost. Oh. At least they didn't lose Brad Pitt or Leo.
Let's kind of talk about this for a sec. Do you think they should recast him in that movie, or do you think they should rewrite the script so it doesn't include his character? Recasting would, because they haven't filmed any of the scenes like before he died, so you could easily throw someone else there and say he never was in that role. But I think it would be a disservice to him, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like when Carrie Fisher died, they kind of just said, yeah, we're not gonna put any Princess Leia. We're just gonna say she died off screen, right? Or something like that. I mean, that's the only notable one I can think of right now. But like, it's like something like that. You're not gonna do that. They should rewrite it as and just make sure the character never happened, because there's no footage to use. And I think they will make the movie in honor of him, and they'll just kind of put it at the beginning in honor of Burt Reynolds.
In honor of Burt Reynolds.
Now, fun fact: did you know that when, after this story broke that he had passed away, all of the trending, top things on trending, every single thing was about Burt Reynolds.
And now it's about Mac Miller.
No, but
yeah, I think so.
Two people know who he is. Sure, it's
no,
sad, but
not two people. So much more.
Either way, because Burt Reynolds is something different. He was special. Smoking.
So was Mac Miller.
No,
Mac Miller's music was great.
He was, but it's music, but Burt Reynolds, he was a super icon.
Mac Miller wasn't, but his music was just awesome.
It was, yeah. But you have to admit, Burt Reynolds was much more of that was much more of a hit. When he died.
Yeah.
Because everyone knew him. I knew him from the Frosty the Snowman movie, and then that he's gonna be in this Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie with Tarantino. And I know Tarantino will probably just decide to rewrite the part, because he's not gonna deal with that. He's doing too well right now to deal with that. So I mean, do you want to talk any more about Lady Gaga and Birds of Prey, or?
I have no clue anymore about what's going on in Marvel and DC. I've just been watching.
Well, you know what's going on in Marvel, because Marvel is actually straightforward. DC's just confusing.
No, but I'm just really behind. I'm just really behind all the time because. No, I'm always behind even when I'm home, because I'm stuck rewatching Matrix and John Wick and Bond and Mission Impossible and Bourne. Movies that are important. And Jack Ryan.
Whoa, I was just insulted there.
Yes.
You're getting an angry GIF. Hold on. You're getting an angry GIF. Actually, no, I'm going to send you this. It's going to be even worse for you. I want you to recognize Actually, no, I'm not gonna send it to you now. I'll send it to you later. I'm gonna send you an angry GIF though. So, yeah, I mean, without much more than that, like, I mean, I don't want to see Lady Gaga acting, but you're Loki, by the way, when the GIF comes through.
Oh, Jesus.
You know exactly which one I'm using.
Why did I know which GIF you were using?
So, I mean, yeah. Now speaking of animals, because we're kind of talking about birds, or speaking of Warner Bros. There you go. Warner Bros. Is developing a Wile E. Coyote movie.
What the hell is that?
You don't know who Wile E. Coyote is?
No.
Looney Tunes?
No.
Coyote, Roadrunner?
I don't know who the hell that is.
Roadrunner? Oh my god, you uncultured child.
My childhood was Sesame Street.
It was wrong.
It's very Sesame Street was my childhood.
You poor child.
I'm not a poor child. Jesus Christ. Sesame Street.
How? Wile E.
what?
Coyote is like the greatest. What kind of childhood did you have?
I had a good childhood watching Sesame Street. Good old.
That's Wile E. Coyote. Check your phone.
And Mickey Mouse.
Check your phone. That's Wile E. Coyote.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
How do you not know who Wile E. Coyote is?
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, you know who he is?
Yeah, I've seen him a few times.
And then this guy? Hold on.
Let's see. Okay, I'm clueless about who the hell that is.
That's Roadrunner.
Oh.
You need to go and watch some Looney Tunes. That's your homework.
I do not.
Yes, you do. It's your homework.
No.
I'm giving you homework.
No.
Yes.
You've been relieved of your command. You shall not give me homework.
Now I'm gonna send you another angry GIF.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. Now while I'm sending this angry GIF, honestly, Wile E. Coyote movie, I mean, at this point, let's be real here, WB's just trying to grapple at anything that's gonna make money. Or even because everyone who loved Wile E. Coyote, besides you, because you never grew up with Wile E. Coyote.
I grew up on Sesame Street and Mickey Mouse.
Exactly, uncultured.
Very cultured.
So all those people, the normal people, are going to be rushing to see this movie, and I think if that's their strategy, it's a good one. Because it'll work. Where's the angry GIF I need? There it is. Okay, yeah, I know, you were going to send me one. See the GIF. Oh, LeBron.
The king.
I mean, do we need a Wile E. Coyote movie, or do we want a Space Jam sequel?
LeBron Space Jam sequel. I mean, the Michael Jordan Space Jam was excellent, so give us a LeBron Space Jam.
I mean, would you rather that over the Wile E. Coyote movie?
Obviously.
I know, that's what I was asking.
Jordan is my favorite player of all time, and seeing him in that movie was just amazing. And now LeBron is my favorite player in the league, so seeing him in
happens to be the best player. I mean,
it's just yeah, I'd be flattered.
I'm not implying anything, obviously, but I'm kind of implying something. So I mean, there's not much more to talk about than that. So, I mean, this movie will probably will end up being will end up getting shelved. I mean, they'll probably shelve it
Oh, I know this segue.
and
Oh,
just
Jesus.
kind of move on. So, speaking of shelved,
Oh my God,
the popular film Oscar has also been shelved due
Fine.
to the
What does that mean?
fan outrage. They've kind of said, this Oscar, we're gonna kind of take our time to find out criteria, because clearly it's reactionary. They're kind of like, okay, quickly, how do we get Black Panther an Oscar? Okay, popular film, done, good. Nope, let's put it out there. And then they're kind of like, oh wait, how do we judge it? Do we judge it on box office? Do we judge it on, do we make it an audience poll? Like what?
But you know what's really BS though?
What?
They didn't even most popular film. Why is it Mission Impossible there? I mean,
they probably would have been nominated, but
they didn't even give it a chance to get nominated. They just immediately chose it because nobody acknowledges Mission Impossible.
A lot of people.
Nobody acknowledges the success of it, how amazing it is, and the stunts are real compared to other movies. I mean, Tom Cruise really jumps off planes and flies helicopters. What do? They do wires and green screens. That's for amateurs. Tom Cruise is the pioneer stunts. He's a pioneer. He rid a motorcycle insanely fast on the opposite side of
when you go back
the
to before special effects,
Paris.
people were doing their own stunts.
But they really?
Yes, they do.
Do they really ride motorcycles on the opposite direction of the narrow roads in France and incredibly fast? Do they jump off a plane 35,000 feet in the air without any oxygen?
I'm trying to remember what the guy. There's a stunt dude.
Do they fly helicopters incredibly dangerously across New Zealand?
There are real people who do stunts. Not everyone does wires and green screens. They have stunt doubles for a reason.
But Tom Cruise does his own stunts, and I don't think any other actor can top what Cruise does.
I mean, considering the fact that stunt doubles are actors, all the stunt doubles jump out of planes and stuff. He just had. But either way, I agree. Tom Cruise, great. Popular film at Oscars not happening, so.
Good.
Why good? Mission Impossible could have won.
They didn't even get nominated.
No one got nominated for that Oscar.
Yeah, but chances are it was gonna be that terrible Black Panther movie.
No. Oh, it's on Netflix now.
Oh my God! Why did you say that?
So now I'm gonna give you a choice afterwards on what you want to audio commentary at the end of September.
Anything other than Black Panther.
I would if I were you. I wouldn't jump to anything so quickly.
Anything other than Black Panther, please. I don't even want to watch that movie again. It's so bad.
Well, that'll be your Okay, I'll tell you what the other option was. But I mean, to be honest, I think they would have they could have based off from. I think it's good they're taking their time. I think Black Panther now has a chance for a Best Picture nominee.
Ugh.
Just nominate it and then don't let it win. It won't win. I know that.
Don't even let it get nominated.
Just let it get nominated. It'll be the first Marvel MCU movie to get nominated, and that's an accomplishment. Okay, so just leave it be.
Don't even let it get nominated.
If it gets nominated, that means it's the first MCU movie to get nominated and second superhero movie to get nominated for Best Picture. And I know it's not gonna win. It'll win for probably like costumes, and then it'll kind of end there. But let it get nominated for the sake of us all. Because, I mean, there were some pretty good fight scenes in that movie. I mean...
Not better than the fight scenes in real action movies. No.
But,
real fight scenes.
Speaking of fight scenes, Mile 22 has a fight scene that you wanted to go in depth about.
Yes. So... in the middle of Mile 22, it was probably the most unexpected thing ever. There was a fight scene between the god of movies, also known as Iko Uwais, against
the other god of movies?
No, against two, I think it was double agents or something.
Double, not triple?
No. At the end of Mile 22, should I say it? It's a spoiler.
Go ahead. At this point,
Okay,
I'm gonna
this
watch
is a
the
spoiler
movie.
for Mile 22, so if you haven't seen it, just
Skip ahead 15
skip
seconds.
ahead. So at the end, it turns out that Iko, who totally seems like a good person, he turns out he's a triple agent for the Russian government. So in the middle of Mile 22, there was a fight at the embassy. So I'll say why it was one of the best fights in the movie ever and the best fight of 2018. So, okay, I have a list of why. So number one, it's the place you would last expect a fight to happen. A United States embassy in the eastern part of the world. Just it's the last place you would expect it to happen. And I honestly didn't know what was gonna happen from there. I mean, I see Iko getting checked up by those doctors, and I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen now? Then I see a doctor swinging a needle at Iko, and then Iko blocks it and just kicks him onto a table, and then the fight goes on from there. Another reason is it's just the choreography of it. Iko, he choreographs his own fights, which is something excellent. I mean, choreographing his own fights and just he can choreograph it good. I mean, what happens in it and all that stuff. And like near the end of the fight, it gets really violent. Like he, what happens? No, he used something insanely sharp and just cut cut their knees and stab their throats, and then it gets super violent at the end. And then just the physical brutality of that fight and every eco fight in Mile 22, I was mesmerized by it because it's something you would expect from someone like him. I mean, if you've seen the Raid and the Raid 2, you know how violent his fights are, especially in the Raid 2. I mean, he threw a boulder on someone's face, like straight down at someone's face, and like, he cut their legs open with a stick. And in the Raid 2, there was a broken door and it had a bunch of cracks in it, and he threw someone's face onto it and just went through those sharp edges, and he just he'll hit you and he just injures everybody that gets in his way, especially those. But also, he was attached to something because he's wanted for espionage, so they had him locked. So he was completely locked onto a board. And what was really awesome was his ability to fight while only having one arm and two of his legs, and still being able to take on those two doctors at the embassy. And then at the end of the fight, where it gets violent, he just pulls his arm out from the cuffs, and then just obliterates them with his fists and his legs, and ends up breaking their bones and disintegrating them to pieces.
That sounds very violent.
It gets very violent.
Well, I'm glad to hear you enjoying that fight scene.
I really enjoyed it. And the second fight scene in the apartment, I got like a raid vibe, because the first one, because they're just in an apartment and they're fighting random people, and it was just it was like very nostalgic. It's like deja vu.
Now, just because I don't want to have to actually end, like, don't want anything to actually end up having to be cut or anything, because we're trying to keep this at an hour and a half. And we're going to move on to the movies of the week. From movie to movie, speaking of movies.
Hold on a second.
Speaking of the Raid, which you talked about, let's go with that.
Yeah, whole generation, honestly.
So now that the recording started again, now there's been a lot of recordings to crop into each other, because rather than meeting you, I decided to stop the recording. So, well, and it'll be more work for me later. Oh well. Now let's get into the movies of the week.
You can start with your movies.
Oh, we'll go 1-1, obviously.
All right.
So let's start with my first one, which was Analyze This. So it's a De Niro movie, because of course it is. It's a gang comedy almost. Really good one. Let's look it up. So basically what it was about like this dude in a gang, De Niro, actually having some PTSD from when his dad died, and I'm trying to remember who the therapist was, and he was supposed and he just De Niro comes to him and is like, I need help. And then he keeps in these awkward situations where the therapist is trying to go on his vacation. De Niro keeps coming back saying, "Come on, I need your help," and kid does funny things like kidnaps him, and in the middle of his wedding, De Niro will come in and take him, or while he's sleeping in a hotel room, De Niro will come in, get one of his guys to kidnap him, and it's just this really fun gang comedy about therapy. Analyze this. I didn't spell analyze right because I can't spell today because it's a Friday. It's this one. Oh, Billy Crystal is the therapist.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was really good. There is the sequel, Analyze That. I'll probably watch that soon because, I mean,
Ronan.
the first one. Yeah, Paul Vitti was Robert De Niro, and then the wife was Lisa Kudrow. So yeah, I mean, I really liked the movie.
Would you recommend it?
Yes, I would. De Niro's probably the highlight. Billy Crystal's pretty good too, but De Niro's still number one. So your first movie, which is gonna be The
Man of Tai Chi.
Of Tai Chi, I assume, yes.
I actually nearly cried at this cast. I was about to cry of joy, literally. It's got two of my favorite actors. Keanu Reeves and Iko Uwais. You have no clue how I was literally gonna cry from joy after seeing that Keanu and Iko were both in this movie. Oh my goodness.
Interesting.
So, yeah, Keanu was excellent as always.
Oh, he directed it too.
Yes.
Ooh, how was it?
It was super duper good.
Keanu
Although
directed.
it was a box office flop, it was super duper good.
Because
Iko was excellent. Keanu was excellent. And this was like sort of
Fishburne's in Wick 3?
Yeah, obviously.
Whoa.
He was in Wick 2, so he's going to be in Wick 3.
I'm going to watch Wick 2 and 3 because Fishburne.
Yeah, it's the greatest action movies ever.
Wow.
John Wick and John Wick. The John Wick series is the best action movies ever, for real. Oh, I see Street Kings.
I do too.
That's another excellent.
Have you seen this one, 47 Ronin?
That was so bad. No hate to Keanu Reeves. He is my second favorite actor, but no hate. I'm sorry, Keanu. It just wasn't that good. The Raid.
So you like this movie?
I very much did. It was excellent.
Do you want me to read the plot summary?
Yes.
A young martial artist, unparalleled Tai Chi skills land him in a highly lucrative underworld fight club. So it's Chinese Fight Club.
Yep.
Interesting.
Except with the real god, Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
And Iko Uwais.
Okay.
Super good. I very much do.
Wonderful. My next one is The Candidate. Ooh. Now, last time I talked about The Campaign. This one is a movie with
Redford.
I did say I was going to be watching Redford at some point. Like a Redford movie. So, I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, it took a bit of time just to get into it, but I'm honestly, all in for this movie. It was really, really well done. And I mean, it's pretty much just about like Bill McKay is a candidate for the U.S. Senate from California. He has no hope of winning, so he's willing to tweak the establishment. And so he pretty much kind of does things his own way, and I mean, it's one of his movies, Redford's movies, that were good. Yeah, and it was one of Redford's good movies, so, I mean, most of his movies are good, but, yeah. It got 7.1 on IMDb, and I'm not sure what the Rotten Tomatoes score is, but...
Speaking of Lawrence Fishburne, seeing him with Keanu Reeves in John Wick 2 was like the Matrix, Neo and Morpheus, and I was flattered.
You didn't
when
like
I saw,
him in whatchamacallit
when I saw
movie.
Lawrence Fishburne on the big screen, and I see him with Keanu Reeves, I'm like, Dad, this is the Matrix. This is the Matrix once again.
Well, I mean, I could name 2 movies you didn't like Lawrence Fishburne in, or at least you didn't like
Ant-Man
movies.
the Wasp, obviously.
And can you guess the second one?
Huh. What's the Lawrence Fishburne movie I don't like?
Batman v Superman, maybe?
Wait, what? He was on that.
He was Perry White. Of course I remember.
His only good movies are the Matrix trilogy and John Wick 2, and it's about to be John Wick 3.
So yeah, Redford, I recommend this movie. Actually, now that I look at my list, there's no movies that I don't recommend because it's all so good. I can't watch a bad movie. Well, I'll start watching a bad movie and I'm like, this is bad. Why am I watching this? I will watch, just like a kind of a quick thing. Since Iron Fist is out today, I'm not watching it till tomorrow. But, I will review that, so that will come out. And I'll also talk about it on here next week. Unless you watch it, in which case we'll just do an episode alone for it. So, yeah. Your next movie?
I already talked about once about the Raid 2, but my next one is Nonstop with Liam Neeson, who is truly awesome. And his
movie, Disney, come on.
His movie Widows, it's got one of the most stacked casts ever. Liam Neeson, Viola Davis, Michelle Rodriguez, Daniel Kaluuya from Sicario, Elizabeth Debicki, Colin Farrell.
Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out. And
from
Black
Sicario.
Panther.
And Manuel Garcia Rulfo from Sicario de Soldado, Carrie Coon from Gone Girl.
And
this
Carrie
is the most
Coon
stacked
from
cast
Captain
ever.
Marvel.
Carrie Coon from Gone Girl, Manuel Garcia Rulfo from Sicario de Soldado, Colin Farrell, who is excellent,
from
John
everything
Bernthal,
ever existing, John Bernthal from The Punisher,
The Accountant, Robert Duvall, Brian Tyree Henry. This is a super stacked cast, and it's one of my most anticipated movies of this fall. So yeah, enough about Widows. So Nonstop, it's about this air marshal.
You're talking about Widows?
No, I'm talking about Nonstop now.
No, but before you were?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Nonstop. I was like, oh, I'm watching this movie. And then he was like, that was my most anticipated. I was like, what?
So, Nonstop is about an air marshal played by Liam Neeson that he's like, oh, it also has the trash Lupita Nyong'o from that terrible Black Panther movie.
She's been in other things like that.
Okay.
Moonlight. Was she in Moonlight?
Anivdok.
Oh, Julianne Moore's in it.
Andy Wheeler from Sicario 2 was also in it, but you might not know him.
No, I don't.
Andy Wheeler was the guy who sold the helicopters and the team to Josh Brolin.
One or two.
But yeah, this was like This was like 2.
Okay.
Um,
So
but this was
7 on
basically like
IMDb.
The Commuter, but except it's on a plane.
So is Liam Neeson just doing the same movie over and over?
Yeah, but The Commuter was good, and this was also very good.
Okay. He's doing the same movie over and over. Okay. I will watch The Commuter too at some point.
Commuter is really good. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, that's why it's on my list because
It's really
I can watch
good.
it now. So do you want me to read the summary quickly?
Yes.
An air marshal springs into action during a transatlantic flight after receiving a series of text messages demanding $150 million into an offshore account where someone will die every 20 minutes. You know what this sounds like?
What?
Every action movie ever existing
Yes.
that has this similar plot.
But they made it good.
Oh, okay. That makes it all better, right?
Liam Neeson just makes this movie a lot better.
Where's my Kyle Jin movie?
It's nowhere. Liam's busy doing real action movies.
Give me my Qui-Gon Jinn movie. Give me a Jar Jar Binks trilogy then, okay? We'll compromise. I just insulted everybody. So you like it? You recommend it?
Yes.
Okay, my next movie is called Fargo. No, it's called Fargo. This movie...
Fargo.
Honestly, this movie jumped to my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Oh, I spelled it wrong.
Didn't you
Now-
talk about this last time?
Fargo? No.
I think you did.
I don't think I did. Wait, no, not the
Because it
Tom Cruise
has
one.
the guy from John Wick 2, Peter Stormare, Steve Buscemi,
I
William
don't think...
Macy.
Was this the right one? Or was it...
That's a TV show
No, this
with
is the
Patrick
TV
Wilson.
series, right? This is the TV... Because it was adapted to a TV series. Or maybe it was adapted into a movie. I'm not quite sure.
And it's the one with Patrick Wilson, so...
Because it was the... Yeah, this was... I didn't talk about this last week. It has Frances McDormand in it. I mean, I hope I didn't. No, there's no way, because I watched it after last Monday. So there's no way. Also, I wouldn't have written it on my list if I didn't. So let's go with this, because this is probably... I mean, unless there's another list I'm not aware of currently. Which would... you know how much that would suck? Okay, so as far as I'm aware, this is the only list that exists. So... this is the list I'm going with. I don't think I talked about it.
Oh,
Well,
sorry.
bless you.
Thank you.
So yes, Fargo. Really good. No, there's no way I talked about this last week. Because I texted you before that saying I saw it was really good. I probably texted you that's what you're thinking of.
Probably.
So Fargo. Coen Brothers. They did as directors, obviously. William H. Macy, Frances McDormand, Steve Buscemi. And so can I tell you something about this movie which is makes it peculiar? Which, so this is about like crime and stuff. But let me tell you, the one character who I hated was the person you're supposed to like, which is the police officer, played by Frances McDormand. I don't know. I didn't like the way she said words. I mean, I didn't like the way they all said words.
It's like it's like Benicio del Toro in Star Wars.
No,
He
it
stutters.
wasn't that. It was more like because the way they talked, which is like Marge and like Marge.
Yeah, it's like a Western accent.
Yeah. Just because of that time, I guess.
That's how it is.
I mean, I didn't like it like that. Like, because only some of them talked like that. Like, certain people who are in Moose Rump. But let me tell you. What's her name? His name. Steve Buscemi and Peter Stormer, who were the two bad people. Really good.
Yeah, so Peter Stormare was also the bad one in Wick 2, and this makes sense. But it was only at the start. just to make
Wait, no,
peace with
and
Rick.
let me tell you that this was just such a good Jerry Lingard. Oh, sorry, it's William H. Macy and Steve Buscemi were the two bad guys. He was the third guy was the guy who called for the hit or the kidnapping on his wife. But let me tell you, this one was a movie that you didn't like. It's a true story, but it's a movie you don't want to end. Like, you want this just to continue because it's just so much fun to watch. And I think the highlight of it is actually Steve Buscemi and William H. Macy's performances. And because there's a time when they're driving off, right? They have the person kidnapped, and they're stopped by like a cop, right? Because they have dealer plates on their car because the car was the payment for the hit. And so what happens is the officer comes out and he's like, I need to see your driver's license. They give it to him, and he's looking at it, and then he goes back to his car. He scans it, whatever, to see if it's legit. And he's like, I'll need to check inside the car. So then they shoot him in the head, right? Because he's leaning in, looking around, and they shoot him in the top of the head, right? And then he goes down, he dies, and then there's people driving by, and so he's like, okay, you go deal with him. I'm gonna take care of these people. So he goes and I think it's Steve Buscemi's character goes and drives the people, drives down to waits for catches up to the people, and it's this awesome car chase, which is it's a short car chase, but it's awesome. And then he shoots them, and it's kind of almost, and it reminded me of Black Panther actually, where Claw spreads out the crime scene. He's like, oh, you can go, and he shoots him. It's spread out the crime scene, makes it seem like amateurs. I know you don't like Black Panther references, but so yeah, it was really good, really good. It got an 8.1 on the IMDb. Recommend it completely. Your next one?
Patriots Day, which is a Wahlberg Peter Berg movie, just like Mile 22 and Lone Survivor and Deepwater Horizon. So Patriots Day is a biographical movie about the Boston bombing that occurred in 2013. So Marky Mark, he plays
Mark, is that what we're calling him now?
That was his name when he was a rapper. So Mark Wahlberg, he was super good in this. This is one of his best movies, along with Mile 22. So he plays Tommy Saunders, a police officer, J.K. Simmons, John Goodman, and Kevin Bacon. Michelle Monaghan, who plays Julia Maud Hunt in Mission Impossible. And that's it. So this was a super powerful movie. So people would think that Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg are only good in biographical movies because it's quite evident, because this movie got 81 on Rotten Tomatoes and 7.9 out of 10 on IMDb. Also, Supergirl is in this, but for a little bit.
Now, would you recommend this movie to people who don't think Wahlberg is very good? And
yes,
story good?
I would recommend it. I would very much recommend it. It's very powerfully written, very powerfully acted. Mark Wahlberg, his performance was something, and just the shootout between the bombers and the police was just awesome. Overall, it's just another great Wahlberg and Peter Berg movie, and these two guys who are two legends in film. They've done some excellent movies, obviously Mile 22 and Deepwater Horizon and Lone Survivor, but this is also an excellent Wahlberg and Peter Berg movie.
Interesting. So it's obviously recommend.
Very big recommend.
My next movie is Goodfellas. Let me go back onto the IMDb quickly. Because believe it or not, I don't remember much about this. Oh, right, now I remember it. Okay, I just needed a quick refresh on the fact De Niro was in it. I was like, oh, right, I remember. Okay, so this movie. So Scorsese, so it's about a kid who grows up in like an area of gangs, and he likes being in a gang because it's cool.
It ain't.
And he kind of goes into the gang stuff, and just kind of feels protected and feels powerful, and everything goes downhill after a certain point. There's a whole bunch of crazy things, affairs, and wives freaking out, and a whole bunch of things. Pretty good movie, De Niro. Joe Pesci. I'm not gonna say his name right now. Very little. I can't say names. Anyways, good actors, good movie. Would see now. This is the one movie I liked it. I really did. But do I think, like, would I give like this almost like, would I give this a recommend? That's the question. I'd warn it. Let's go with that.
Warren.
Because I feel like this movie's good. It's a good movie. It's a pretty good movie. But there are some downsides. Toward the end, it kind of flips on itself.
Oh, Jesus, sorry.
It kind of flips on itself at the end, and kind of doesn't end where what I personally would have thought it would be a better ending, and it kind of ends in this weird place. Which does kind of suck, but what can we really do?
Nothing.
So I would recommend it for the most part. It was pretty good in my opinion. And it's got an 8.7 out of 10 on the IMDb. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's half an hour too long. I think 2 hours would have been a good time to just end it. Because 30 minutes after that 2-hour point, I was just kind of looking at the clock, and I'd be like, okay, how long is this movie?
Huh.
And I also had to go to the washroom while I was watching it, so it's kind of like, okay, hurry up here. I have to go. But I don't want to stop, because if something interesting happens, I won't be able to get back into this movie now that it's slowing down. So hurry up. Let's go to the washroom. So it's good until like the last half an hour. And of course, De Niro's great as always, so I don't know what I'm doing. So your next movie?
Wanted.
Wanted.
This is officially my favorite James McAvoy film.
James McAvoy.
By far.
Still have you this?
Yeah, of course he does. My favorite James McAvoy movie. And my favorite Chris Pratt.
What about Angelina Jolie movie?
Nah.
Have you seen Salt?
Yeah. Salt is awesome.
I haven't seen it. Hey, look, Mr. X, Professor X. Oh, yeah. David O'Hara, too. Chris Pratt.
This is Chris Pratt and James McAvoy's best. Yes, Morgan Freeman. He... Common.
Warren.
For Cassian and John Wick 2.
James McAvoy. Terrence Stamp. What has he done? I know he's done.
Okay, this is incomparably James McAvoy's best movie. And Chris Pratt.
What has he done?
Wanted is by far their best movie.
This guy's done.
Like when James McAvoy did the Bullet Curve, I was like best movie of 2008 by far.
He was Jor-El in Smallville. That's who he was.
And Wanted, when McAvoy curved those bullets, I was like, best movie of 2008 by far. What curving bullets like that?
Shock. This guy's a DC natural. Static Shock, Smallville. Watch him be in the Green Lantern movie. Oh, he was in Superman 2 as General Zod. Superman is General Zod, obviously, because, you know. Jesus.
Morgan Freeman.
No, not Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman has the voice of God.
Isn't he the voice of God in every movie God's in?
Yeah, obviously, because he is God.
I mean, he was God. Terrence
Yeah, as I
Stamp
was saying.
is Superman. He's literally Superman. He's literally done everything Superman related. I mean, like, now I'm just gonna wait. See, he had a cameo Man of Steel, almost 100%. Karen, almost
As I was
100%
saying.
guarantee he had a cameo Man of Steel. Maybe it was uncredited, but he did.
Yeah, so as I was saying, when James McAvoy made the bullets curve, I was like, best movie of 2008.
Professor X?
Bullets curving like that, and I'm like, yes, he curves bullets, and I'm like, this is automatically the best movie of 2008. Screw Iron Man. Curving bullets is the smartest idea ever.
So is he like Professor X in this movie?
No.
Wait, do you mean curving bullets before he shoots them?
No, when he shoots them. Like when they come out of the gun, he makes the curve.
Oh, I thought you meant
It's like the
he would
sickest thing
curve
ever.
bullets coming toward him, and I'm like, wait,
No,
how does he do that? Is he like
it's the
Professor X
sickest
type
thing ever. It's the sickest thing ever, honestly. I think he probably used his mind, but it's just so sick. Curved bullets.
You're talking about Wanted, right?
He smacks Chris Pratt in the face with a keyboard, and it's just amazing.
So it got a 6.7. Oof. Rip.
I don't care about that. It was awesome.
What has the director done? So you recommend it, I assume?
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was 900. I was like, Wanted 2 announced.
No way.
Yep, Wanted 2 announced.
Does it have Wesley Gibson?
He produced Unfriended Dark Web. Oh, the plot is unknown. There's Wesley's dad comes out of a wellness bath that the older man saved him. Blah blah blah. Oh, it's a comic movie. So yeah, there's a Wanted 2.
Yes. Get Wesley Gibson and Fox back, please. Not Barry.
What else has he directed?
Chris Pratt.
Produced.
Although Wesley Gibson smacked Barry in the face with a keyboard in The Office.
Oh, he directed Ben-Hur. Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, so
Vampire
this
Hunter.
movie has got some awesome actors. Angelina Jolie, who did those terrible Tomb Raider movies. McAvoy, this is his best movie. Chris Pratt, I don't really like him. Morgan Freeman, who literally has the voice of God. Common, who was one of the best movie villains ever, known as Cassian, who was in John Wick 2. Although John Wick just immediately kills him like in the middle of the movie when they fought on the subway. But yeah, it was very, very good.
He produced Searching too. He's everywhere. He's producing all these movies, putting his name in all these movies. Wow. Great guy. So I'm sure that you enjoyed that. You recommended, I assume, too?
Yeah. So I do recommend this.
Okay. So my next movie, and that is that your last movie or no?
I think I have more. Let me just remember what I watched. You continue with yours.
Okay. So Taxi Driver. Let's do this.
Yes, 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 and yes. Awesome.
Whoa. You seen it?
So good. It's so good.
Taxi Driver?
It's amazing.
Okay. This movie, I went kind of being like, okay, let's see what Scorsese can do. I seen, hey, look at that. He turned down Bond and Solo. Like, this movie was really good. Like, I didn't like De Niro's character in this at certain parts.
Oh,
but
wow.
No, but I didn't like him as in you weren't supposed to like him. Like,
So good.
the movie was good, 100%. I completely agree. The ending was so good.
Amazing.
The beginning was so good. The middle was but Jodie Foster was like spectacularly spectacular. Like, and I was surprised how young Jodie Foster was, considering she was Irish, right?
Yeah.
Just the fact that she. Now, let me tell you though that this was pretty good in terms of like the quality movie, but there were some parts of this movie where I was just like, honestly, this is great. Do you 100% recommend this? Yeah.
Oh, I remember another movie I saw.
Now the one thing they didn't play up with this, which I do want to kind of like, get mad at this movie for, is they didn't play up the fact that he was a veteran. Like, sure, they kind of played up at the end, and at the beginning when he kind of like drops that thing like I was a veteran. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he could have done like, I feel like he could have played into a bit more, kind of like him talking a bit more about his time and stuff. Because it's kind of like they just, like, maybe it's just me, but they kind of just threw it on you, kind of being like, well, he was a veteran, you know?
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, I think that might have just been me. Overall, good movie, recommend it. Yeah.
I remember a few more. I remember two more I've seen.
Okay. Well, I've got
So,
one after this one, after your next one. So yeah.
another one I saw was Atomic Blonde.
Ooh, talk
So,
about it. Which was the
after I saw this
which
movie,
was the second movie you remember you saw?
The Nice Guys
Nice Guys.
with
Okay, talk about Atomic
oh my
Blonde.
God, Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe. So, after watching Atomic Blonde, I heard that Keanu Reeves actually helped Charlize Theron to prepare for her role, and I was like, Keanu is just a god for doing this because this was a lot like a John Wick movie, except it's a female lead.
Now,
James McAvoy and John Goodman were also in this, who were both in Wanted.
and of course, David
Just
Leitch, who directed Deadpool 2, directed this.
David Leitch, yes, and John Wick 2, more importantly.
Did you enjoy this movie?
I did. It was very good.
Oh, you did?
Yes, it was very good.
I mean, I
Although,
assumed from the...
although the sex scenes, I just skipped over that. It was way too much. I did not want to watch that. I was
Okay.
there for action, not anything like that. Just action.
I mean, it is Charlize Theron, so I mean, are you really complaining?
And considering the makers of John Wick made this was just awesome.
And the maker of Deadpool 2.
And John Wick 2, more importantly. Come on, you can't forget David Leitch's most iconic movie is John Wick 2. He gave that series fame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good cast.
Very good cast.
Skarsgård was in it too.
Mm-hmm.
And
the headmaster of the orphan's place from Deadpool 2.
Oh.
He was Spyglass.
Oh, I know. She's done a lot recently. Jesus. I thought she kind of like fell apart. I guess I was wrong. She kind of fell together. I thought she was like one of those like one and dones with Atomic Blonde.
Huh.
Sophia Boutella. Star Trek Beyond, Kingsman, Secret Service, The Mummy, Atomic Blonde, Hotel Artemis, Fahrenheit 4, whatever that one's called. So you enjoyed it?
Yes.
Did you think it was too Ghost in the Shell-y for you?
No.
I'm comparing
It was
any
like
movies that
it was
has
like a female
any
John
kind of,
Wick.
I mean, anything that kind of looks like Ghost in the Shell's posters or anything like that, I'm calling Ghost in the Shell. So
No, but this was like a female John Wick,
except
so that's
not
what I
the
really
good,
like.
not the original Ghost in the Shell, the
Yeah.
the Black Widow one.
I know I saw this in theaters, but like I couldn't remember a thing of what happened. All I remember is I saw it in the theaters, and I couldn't remember anything that happened, so I just watched it again.
So now my last movie, which is called Monsters and Men, which is the movie I saw yesterday at TIFF, which is Toronto International Film Festival. I'm going to actually send you a picture, and then I'll start talking about this movie. Actually, I'm gonna start talking about it now. So, Monsters and Men was a. Oh, did I lose you? Oh, I think I lost you. Did I lose you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Maybe? Yeah? No? So. Are you there? Well, because of this unfortunate thing.
Perfect.
So, Monsters and Men. Now, sadly, the cat's out of the bag on that one. I was gonna wait until later on to tell you that I didn't look at the full cast list, and I was surprised too when they were bringing the cast onto stage to introduce the movie. They actually said Denzel's son, John David Washington, whatever his name is. So let me tell you, that took me by a huge shock. I was like, what? Because, like, that was surprising. Now, Monsters and Men, in terms of the quality of the movie, it was so good. Like, it was slow, and if you want an action movie, you're not getting that with this movie. If you want a fast movie, you're again not getting it with this movie. But if you want a slow movie, if you want a movie which is a realistic movie about three people,
a slow Sicario movie, like
slow not movie even like that, Sicario, because
realistic.
There's a lot of action in that as well. This is going to be like a Sicario type realistic movie with minus a bunch of the action, because this movie purely bases around story. But let me tell you, this director, he only directed one thing. Like, he's only directed like short, like 10 minute shorts. This is the first full movie he's done, and it was amazing. Like, absolutely amazing. Just because this is about police brutality, and it was just so good, like, unbelievable. Like, you look at this movie and you just are like, but it was just so good. Like, I mean, I'm unable to honestly do anything about anything.
Huh.
Like, this, like, there were parts of it, I admit, I was kind of like, oh, this is gonna slow down, but it's good. And it's a slow but good, it's kind of like A Quiet Place.
Huh.
Slow but good. Except Quiet Place has aliens in it, so I'm not sure why. Because it is about police brutality and someone getting a video and a whole bunch of other things like that. Very good movie. Completely, if you are in the U.S. when it comes out on September 26th, in New York or L.A. That's when it comes out there. I do highly recommend you do check it out. Really good movie. I was honestly shocked by how good it was. Yeah. Like, they managed to take a shaky horror vibe to the first part of the story, second part of the story being a bit more of a comedy, and the third part of the story being a coming-of-age story, and still managed to keep it all in the same movie and have a through line. It was amazing. So, I mean, without much more than that, do you want to go into the box office?
Yeah. So Sunday, I'm seeing Donnybrook, and then next week Sunday, I'm seeing The Standoff at Sparrow Creek. So it's
Nice.
gonna take a while.
Nice. So, um, let's talk a bit about box office numbers.
Yes. Let's pull up the numbers.
I'm pulling up the numbers, and I'll share my screen with you because I forgot to do that after the call dropped. Okay.
Oh, it might be on here.
Do you see my screen?
Oh, here we go. Here it is. Not yet. I'm gonna see the reviews for Donnybrook and Standoff at Sparrow Creek. You know who was in Donnybrook?
Who?
Frank Grillo.
Ooh, Crossbow.
Crossbones.
Yeah.
Sergeant Leo Barnes in The Purge.
Do you see my screen?
Wait for it. Wait for it. No, nothing's coming up. Oh, something's coming up. Oh, come on. Come on now. It's just black.
That's odd. Oh, you moved now. I can't see the mirror behind you. I was looking at your screen to see when it come up. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I can see.
You can see it? The box office? I'm scrolling through it. Okay. So we're going to talk about box office.
All right.
Pull up the predictions.
Yep, I got it. Your predictions. I got my predictions.
Okay. So I'm going to read the numbers. I'm going to go from 5 to 1. And let's see who got what right. So at number 5 is Searching with 7 million. Probably, yeah. I read the number right? Yes. 7 million.
No.
It's 7
Number
million.
5. You said number 5 was the Happy Time Murders.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm reading the number right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I mean, I don't know what's going on with my brain sometimes. So I was wrong about that. Happy Time Murders is actually the number 9. It had a 43% drop.
It's horrible.
And number. Oh, hold on.
Operation Finale. That's gonna be good. It's a World War II spy thriller that I need to watch.
And that was at number 4, barely going above. Did anyone put Operation Finale? Did anyone say Operation Finale?
No, none of us did. I think the only one we got right is Crazy Rich Asians.
Number 2, did we say Impossible Fallout? Or number 3 was Mission Impossible
Number
Fallout?
Number 3 you said Meg, and number 3 I said Kin.
Okay. And
where is Kin?
Number 12.
Kin is number 12?
Yeah, with 3. No.
Wow. And that was its opening weekend.
Yep.
Holy.
Number 2 was the Meg.
For number 2 you said Kin, and for number 2 I said Searching.
And number 1 is.
We both got Crazy Rich Asians correct.
Oh,
look at that! Equalizer 2 beat Mamma Mia.
It didn't even have a drop. A lot of these movies had a rise, but.
Equalizer 2 had a 9% drop.
Oof. 17, yeah.
And it beat Ant-Man and the Wasp and Mamma Mia.
Which one of the two is a billion-dollar franchise?
Which between Equalizer 2 and Mamma Mia, which one got number 1 at the opening weekend box office? This should be pretty obvious because it's a great movie.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Equalizer 2.
I mean,
on the July.
Which one made more?
Papillon.
Which one made more overall?
Ant-Man and the Wasp, obviously. Equalizer 2 made 148 million.
And
so it's pretty close.
No, 100 mil overall.
No, I think it made more.
Look right there.
Wait, nothing's happening.
Look.
Nothing's happening.
Do you not see the zoom in?
Oh, there we go. No, I'm looking at overall.
Yeah, overall is right here.
Equalizer 2.
Overall is right there. 100.
Overall, worldwide, it made 162 million.
Oh yeah, we're talking domestic.
It made
okay.
100 million.
So next week.
It was that good.
Okay, sure. Ant-Man and the Wasp beat that just domestically. So next week, right?
Yeah, the only movies coming out
None.
are The Nun and Peppermint. Peppermint I am seeing tomorrow.
Oof.
Which is like a John Wick kind of movie.
Rip.
Action movie, obviously. Every action movie that releases, I have to watch it in theaters.
Can I actually not? Did I actually pull up the wrong tracking page? Damn it.
I don't know.
Damn it, I did. It's the wrong tracking page. What movie is it called? None. I pulled up the wrong movie page. The wrong predictions page. And now my Wi-Fi is just gives me garbage just in spite of me. The Nun, Conjuring, Peppermint.
How much is Peppermint? 800. It's all because of those goddamn critics.
No, so far, it's only been out for a day.
It got 14% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I don't trust that. It's gonna be super good when I see it tomorrow.
Okay, so the projections through for the 3-day opening weekend forecast are actually wait, do we want the 3-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
3-day weekend.
Or projected domestic total through Sunday? No. So we're gonna do 3-day. So the way that they're predicting is for top 5, Fallout 5, Mag 4, Peppermint 3.
Yeah. Chill. Let me write this.
No, this is the way they're predicting it, not the way any of us are. So they're saying that The Nun will have 45 mil opening, and Peppermint will have 13 mil opening. That's all that really matters about that, okay? 45 and 13. I honestly don't think, so 45, now so guaranteed, I'm just gonna put my first, The Nun, cause Crazy Rich Asians won't beat The Nun, cause it's predicted for 48. So put in The Nun at number 1 for me. Number 2 for me.
Come on, it's gotta be Peppermint. It's gonna be sick.
Peppermint's supposed to make like 13, right?
Yeah, but Peppermint, it's gonna be awesome.
I don't see. This is the thing. Do I say Peppermint, or do I say Searching?
Huh.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Searching's got this huge hype around it, and it's like this movie's so good. And I mean, Rotten Tomato scores, despite
it got 40% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's
gonna be complete BS.
They are kind of like they do kind of affect public opinion. So
that's why Mal 22 is succeeding at the box office, because it got 20%.
I mean, it's also Mark Wahlberg.
And it's super violent movie, and nobody really likes that.
No, that's not true. Deadpool's
It's Mile 22 is violent. No, but Deadpool 2 is a Marvel movie, and Mile 22 is an action movie.
Whoa, are you saying they're different?
Yes, they very much are.
This is completely like...
Mile 22 is a CIA thriller, and Deadpool 2 is like, it's a Marvel movie.
Whoa, are you saying Marvel movies aren't good enough for you? Is this kind of shade you're throwing at Marvel movies now? Wow, you should be shaming yourself. Okay,
Different.
number 2, Crazy Rich Asians.
CRA.
Like, I mean,
Number
honestly.
3.
Now, this is the real question. And
Peppermint or searching?
Searching.
Hold on. Mission Impossible Fallout has been in theaters for a month, and it's set 3rd.
Yes.
Did Avengers Infinity War do that? I don't recall, honestly.
No, it didn't. It was in the theaters for a month, but instead of going to 3rd, it stayed at 1st. If you recall.
Don't.
Now, which one made $2 billion?
Just shut it up. Shut the hell up. Just shut up.
Whoa, using language now. Come on.
Shut up.
Yeah. So yeah, I only recall one of them making $2 billion, and between Black Panther and I remember Black Panther was first for like 3 months. Score. So yeah.
Yeah, I only recall getting a higher Rotten Tomato score. 13%.
I'm pretty sure I remember Mission Impossible Fallout and Black Panther getting the exact same Rotten Tomato score.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember Mission Impossible Fallout having the best stunts.
I'm pretty sure I remember Black Panther having the best. Actually, no, I don't. I recall.
No, you can't compare. You can't compare stunts to Mission Impossible stunts.
I do recall Mission Impossible having the best stunts.
It obviously did.
But that's about it. And there's no stunt credit, so no stunt awards. So. Crazy Rich Asians, number 2, number 3, Searching, number 4, Happy Time Murders is bombs.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad, you said, so. Number 4, Wow, are you bored of me just talking?
No, I'm tired. I had a long bus ride today.
Oh. Well, I mean, I'm going to be going on my nightmare trip on...
To where?
I don't know, some forest.
Oh.
But except I'm going the weekend New York Comic-Con. And I get back on the Friday, and then Saturday I leave for Comic-Con. So, I mean, that's nice. But, you know, if the trailer comes out that week... You know what you're going to talk about when you see Venom. No. You know what you're going to review, right? Better.
Well, when I see Venom, I'm going to review First Man.
No, you aren't. We're going to come back and then get Connect again, and I'll see like all these videos roasting superhero movies. All these videos roasting superhero movies, and I'm just going to like,
Boom.
I can't leave.
Oh, Venom is better.
This is why I can't leave.
Venom's gonna be so much better than Infinity War. Venom's gonna be sick.
Meh. I mean, guess we'll find out. You'll see it before me, so you'll know before me.
Venom's gonna be awesome.
So number 4, Peppermint.
All right.
Number 5.
You know, it's okay. I'll give you a hint. It's called the greatest movie of 2018. That is correct. Okay, for myself, number 1, I am going to obviously say
Mission Impossible Fallout.
The Nun, because apparently everybody likes those trash horror movies.
Whoa, you gotta be nicer. They're only complete garbage. They aren't trash. That's like another level.
I'm gonna say Crazy Rich Asians.
No, you're gonna say yeah, of course it's Crazy Rich Asians.
Number 3, I'm gonna say.
Funny enough, they had the same increase, right? Crazy Rich Asians and Fallout.
Wait, there's no way Crazy Rich Asians made more than Mission Impossible.
It did.
Get the hell out of here.
Not overall domestically, but.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, I mean, technically it did. Technically it did because.
I swear to God.
Because if you look at the money it made based off its budget, it already made back its budget.
Okay, overall, right? Mission Impossible Fallout worldwide made $670 million. Domestically, it made a lot foreign.
But you do know that it had a $178 million budget, and Crazy Rich Asians landed a $30 million budget.
Oh, okay. Crazy Rich Asians is way behind.
No, it's way ahead technically because you lose the 178
No, overall.
million. Because the studio doesn't get the 178 million. Plus, you have to divide that number in two because theaters take half that money, and then whatever small little 10 cents is left, that's what the theaters get. These studios get. They make very little money off of these movies.
Yeah. So CRA number 3, I'm gonna say The Meg.
Like Infinity War. I mean, it probably only had if it made about $2 billion, it had $1 billion budget.
Number 4, I'm gonna say.
It probably only made back. Disney probably only made $500 million from Infinity War.
4, I'm saying Peppermint, and number 5, I'm saying the best movie of 2018.
Okay. So what did you say for number 1 again? Go over your list.
Number 1, The Nun. Number 2, Crazy Rich Asians. Number 3, The Meg. Number 4, Peppermint, and number 5, Mission Impossible.
Wonderful. And this is the box office from August 31st to September 3rd. Just because you probably get
just to clarify,
Sunday, because I'm not going to be doing anything on Saturday because it's my birthday. And I'll be too busy watching Iron Fist.
So for you said The Nun, Crazy Rich Asians, Searching, Peppermint, and Mission Impossible.
Yes.
Perfect.
So, I mean, that's the box office.
Wait, Sergio, where's Papillon on the box office?
Papillon. Papillon, 23.
Papillon. Not
At
bad.
a 53% drop.
Wait, click on it. I want to see how much it's made. Worldwide.
4 mil.
Oh my goodness.
It's doing so good.
Nobody knows this.
Wait, hold on. Let's see. What was its budget? Does it say its budget? Did they release the budget? No. That means it didn't make its budget yet. It hasn't made its budget back.
It probably was a lot because of the cliff jump scene and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, they don't release the budget till it makes the budget back. It's just because you don't tell them what you lost. Justice League, like, if you look at that, you'll probably not find a production budget because it didn't make back its budget, so they're not going to release the budget. It's kind of like the sad thing.
Yeah. But Papillon was excellent. It was a very dramatic movie.
So, I mean, with that, see you next time. I mean,
see y'all next time.
Now, this will be a very choppy show for anyone who's listened to the end, just because of the fact that I have to stitch 7 things together. To deal with your personal issues halfway through.
Black Panther is one of my personal issues.
It is.
It's a personal issue that needs to be cured.